Hey there, everybody. I just wanted to follow up with another breadcrumb here for the quizzes. I'm just here on our homepage in Eagle. I'll try to lower this just a little bit. No, I can't lower this a little bit so you can see it. Well, at any rate, here at the homepage on Eagle, this should look pretty much like everybody's familiar with. I've done just a wee bit of maintenance here. I have added back the breadcrumbs here to the bottom of the page. I overwrote them with this due dates and grades are located in my IT lab. So the breadcrumbs are here and available again. Actually, they are also available here in modules. So there's a ton of different ways to get back to these. Just a reminder, this was in the message I sent to everybody this week, but I feel it bears mentioning again, that here are the data dumps. These are extra pieces of material that relate to things it is that we're doing here in class. The session 3 data dump has chapters 5 and 6 material in there. And what I try to do is go through and highlight things that are in the text, not just repeat stuff to you that is in the text, but to provide you with resources that go outside of what you just see there in the text. So I mention in this podcast about chapter 5, the utilities and system utilities. I mention that there are better PC optimization or Mac optimization utilities out there. So here's the links to those. In chapter 6, where we talk about buying a computer, I actually talk about making an external SSD so that you can plug it right into your machine. And actually here, I have the links I mentioned in there. So there's Deal News, which is either going to save you or cost you an absolute boatload of money. A cheapo extension cable. It's actually literally the one I have in my Mac that I'm looking at right now. And a cheap external storage enclosure, which honestly I've been so cheap that I just have this bootleg hard drive sitting like on my table. It's embarrassing if you were to look at it, honestly. But all of this stuff is in the data dumps. I'm trying not to waste your time by giving you things to listen to that you've already potentially listened to in My Lab IT. I'm trying to highlight for you things in the text and give to you resources that you can take and use outside of this class, resources that you can take and, wow your family and friends with when you're like, oh, but if you'd really like to optimize your PC, here's a couple of tools I know are going to work really great for you. So all of these data dumps are located here on the homepage, just after my office hours are listed there. You will see the session 4 data dump. I took that one down so I could re-record the audio. I didn't realize when I did it, it was just off my iPad and it didn't sound quite as good. And parts were hard to hear, so we'll get that on there for you. The real purpose of this breadcrumb is to point out to you here the quizzes. These are mentioned in my IT lab, but they don't have the links that come over here. These are also the quizzes that I mentioned in the message that I sent out to everybody earlier this week, but that's neither here nor there. These quizzes are the other 40% of your grade that are not located in my IT lab. So there's a 22 question quiz on chapters 1 through 3 when you get that far. It tells you how many questions there are, and it tells you what the quiz is going to be about. Some of you, most of you as a matter of fact, have taken the CIS102 survey. Some of you have not. If you are in the have-nots, please come through here and complete the survey. It's 50 questions. I will admit to you that it's a little question heavy. It's literally just a survey. All we're trying to do is see what your skill sets are coming into the class and what your skill sets are getting out of the class. So that, if you haven't already taken that, please do. You'll notice that the rest of the quizzes are not listed in here for 8 and 9. I will add that to the list here shortly. And there's short quizzes for Word and Excel, which you've already gotten much of the way through anyway. And here, the online submission of file management paths, that is also in your My IT lab that you would see here. So all of this is available to you. You do have to take all of these. You'll notice that none of these have due dates. I feel the way about quizzes, the way I feel about things in my IT lab, I feel that you should have multiple attempts. I feel that you should have every opportunity to use your text available to you. And I feel that only the highest score is the one that I'm going to use when it comes to putting this into your grade. So all of these have 3 attempts. All of these are untimed, and all of these are undated. So you can take them where it is that you feel like you have an opportunity to come back through here and take some extra quizzes. Remember, these are in total 40% of your grade. So please, please, please do not forget that these are here, because that will be honestly seriously detrimental overall to your overall grade. So please do not forget about these. Again, they are located right here on the home page. There we go. They're not located on the homepage. They are located right here in the quizzes section on the left-hand side of the navigation in Eagle. So please do not forget about these. In the coming weeks, I'm going to poke at some or all of you about, hey, remember, let's get back in here and see these. But for the time being, I'm drawing your attention here. Just as a benchmark, just as a yardstick, actually everybody's doing really well over in my IT lab. So you're doing an outstanding job. Please keep at it. Please remember that there are due dates there as a benchmark. They are there to keep you on track. If you find that for whatever reason you are unable to complete something, don't just not do it. Go back and get all of the points associated with them. I would much rather you be a highly competent employee, a highly competent student for somebody out there, than give to you some sort of like negative consequence for having life stuff happen. Please go back and reclaim every point. Please go back and reclaim every point on the multiple attempts you have in my IT lab. But really, everybody is doing a fantastic job. So really great work, guys. Keep at it. We're nearly halfway through already. So just a little while longer.